Welcome everyone, I'm Stefania and as you probably guessed from the title, I've got my period. It's not as bad as some other months, but still I have that heavy sensation on my pelvis, pinchy pain in my lower back and a bit of headache. Although I usually take it easy during those few days of the month, I find it beneficial to practice some gentle movements with the body to avoid stagnation and to mindfully elongate and engage the muscles of the pelvic area. Therefore, I named this class as Yin because of the resting and nurturing mindset behind the asanas. But we don't stay long minutes in each pose, as I rather let the energy flow and create space in those areas that feel stuck and suffering. If you have it, place a pillow on your mat and take your time to prepare the space to enhance a calming atmosphere. We begin our practice sitting down on the mat, maybe placing your sit bones on a pillow or a folded blanket. Cross-legged position. Your hands are resting on your knees or on your lap if you prefer. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment or keep a soft, relaxed gaze on the floor in front of you. Taking a moment to fully arrive on our yoga spot with the body and with the mind. Placing our awareness on our breath, following a few of our own inhalations and exhalations. Allowing the belly to fully expand as we breathe in, and then to fully release as we breathe out. If you find it helpful, you can breathe out through your mouth. Allowing the throat area to release as well. Place your awareness now on the pelvic area. Maybe activating your pelvic floor as you exhale. Squeezing this membrane in between the pubic bone and the sit bone. Placing the navel in as you breathe out. And then allowing the expansion and releasing. Then slowly open your eyes, interlace your fingers and place your hands behind your head. As you inhale next time, look up toward the ceiling, keep your elbows open toward the sides if possible. Keep your spine in a neutral position. Allow the back of the head to be heavy here. As you breathe out, next time bring your chin toward your chest. This time elbows coming closer to your chest as well. Stay here. Give way to your head through your arms and hands. And then next time as you inhale, reach up, lengthen through your spine, hands reaching up, palms facing the ceiling, looking up. And as you exhale, move your hands in a side flexion toward your right side. If the neck is bothering you, just look straight or down on the floor. As you inhale, come back toward the center, lengthen. Exhale in side flexion toward your left side, elongating the right side of your torso, contracting the left side. Come back toward the center and release your hands down on the floor. Release the right ear toward the right shoulder. As you inhale, left arm reaching up toward the ceiling, over your head toward your right side. We're also here in a side flexion. This is a bit more intense. Keep the sit bones in contact with the floor. You can bend the right elbow, maybe the right forearm will touch the floor as well. And then drop the upper arm down on the floor and come back toward the center. Just pause here for a moment, maybe noticing a difference between the right and the left side of your side torso. And then release the left hand down on the floor, left ear toward the left shoulder. Inhaling, right arm reaching up toward the ceiling and over your head toward the left. Elongating all the right side of your torso. You can bend the left elbow again. Sit bones in contact with the floor. Continue with mindful breathing. And then release the upper arm, come back toward the center. Inhaling, both arms reaching up, keep your arms parallel to each other. Exhaling, twisting toward the right side, hands toward the floor, gaze toward the back shoulder. As you inhale, lengthening through your spine. As you exhale, maybe deepening your twist, nothing too fancy here. We say one more breath in here. Inhaling, coming back toward the center, arms reaching up, look up toward the ceiling. Exhaling, counter twisting left side. Inhaling, lengthening through your spine, press down with the sit bones. Exhaling, deepening your twist, gaze toward the back shoulder. Try to focus your spinal twist in the thoracic spine, the cervical spine is just following that direction. Inhale, come back toward the center, arms reaching up. Exhaling, nice round circle toward the floor. We swing forward. Release the pillow somewhere next to you and place your hands, knees and feet on the floor. For cat cow, as you inhale, point your feet on the floor, arching your spine, look straight or up. And as you exhale for cat position, round your spine, gaze toward your navel. Inhaling, back to cow pose, arching. Exhaling, cat position. And again, inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Point your feet on the floor, inhaling, coming up. Hands on your lower back, camel position, Ustrasana, arching and looking up. Open your chest, maybe the head drops back. Hips moving forward. One more breath. Inhale, chin toward your chest. Hands on the floor in front of you. Extend the child pose or puppy position. In that case, the chest and chin toward the floor. Slowly press up and step your right foot outside your right hand. For the lizard pose variation, place your right hand on your right knee, opening toward the right side, open with your chest. Allow a bit of space on the inside of your right hip. We also receive a nice ET band stretch. As you inhale, lift up your right arm. Exhale, release the right hand toward the back of your mat, toward your back foot. And then slowly come back toward the center and extend your right leg. Forward fold toward your right foot. Flex or point your right foot. Allow the spine to round if you like to do so. The head is heavy, coming closer to the floor. Then slowly lift yourself up. Nice semicircle with your right hip. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Lizard pose on the left side, left hand on your left knee. Gently pressing outward. Ears away from your shoulders. Be aware if you're sinking your neck in between your shoulders. As you inhale, lift up your left arm. Exhale, left hand coming down and back toward the right foot. Inhaling, coming back toward the front of your mat, and then extend the left leg. Forward fold. Notice the physical sensations that arise. Maybe there are pleasant sensations of stretching and elongation. But notice also if there are unpleasant sensations. Maybe stiffness or pain related to your period. And then slowly come up. Place your left knee next to your right one and come to sit on the left buttocks. The left forearm is also on the floor. Extend both legs. Let's place the right foot in front of the left leg, firmly on the floor. Again, avoid to sink with your ears in your neck, so you need to press a bit the floor away with the arm that is on the floor. You can also use the other hand on the floor to help you. Then point your left foot. You can keep it on the floor, slightly lifting up, engaging the pelvic floor again, so you squeeze everything in. During the yoga classes we say engage the Mula Bandha. If you don't know what it is, the root chakra, just squeeze everything here in between the pelvic and the navel area. And then as you exhale next time, release the left foot down on the floor and release this squeezing sensation. From here, extend the right leg on the floor and extend the left arm behind you. So the left shoulder is in contact with the floor. This is a very intense stretching happening in the left shoulder. So if it's too much, you can use your right hand to modulate. If you bring closer your chest toward the floor, it's less intense. Vice versa, if you want more stretching, then right foot down on the floor behind your left leg and press backward. You can release the head on the floor for more support. Then slowly release and come to lie down on your belly. Place your forehead on your hands, allowing the whole body to release toward the floor. Notice the contact between the belly and the floor beneath. aware of your own breath. Almost like you are massaging the belly and the pelvic area through your breathing action. Then lift your head up, place your forearms on the floor parallel to each other. Come into Sphinx position. The pubic bone is pressing down on the floor. The feet, the front of your feet is pressing down on the floor. Again, ears away from your shoulders. Gaze down on the floor just in front of your hands. Feel free to stay here or to come to high cobra, lifting the elbows up. So you intensify the back bend, please. Pelvic pubic bone still on the floor. You can look up toward the ceiling. Maybe looking behind you toward the feet in both directions, right and left. And then come to Balasana, child pose, the knees opening toward the sides of your mat, forehead in contact with the floor. Hands resting next to your feet. The shoulders are heavy, coming closer to the floor. Coming back to the awareness on your breath. Acknowledge if you are creating any tension in your face, maybe squeezing your teeth and the jawbone. Maybe contracting the forehead. See if bringing awareness to those areas, they release a bit. And then extend your hands, arms in front of you so that you can come up and place the right buttocks on the floor. Right forearm down on the floor. Extend your legs. Left foot just in front of your right leg on the floor. Again, pressing up with your right shoulder, pressing the right forearm down on the floor. Point your right foot, stay or lifting up the right foot. Again, squeezing, engaging Mula Bandha, engaging the pelvic floor, squeezing here. Hold the squeeze, just a few seconds more. Imagine that you really need to go to the toilet, but you can't. And then release the foot on the floor and release the squeezing. Extend the left leg. And we go for stretching the right shoulder. So right hand down on the floor. Stay. You can use the left hand in front of you for support. Or left foot down on the floor behind your right leg. Opening up and back to intensify the stretch. One sign might be different from the previous one. Maybe this is easier. Maybe you can go deeper in the stretch or the other way around. Always respect the boundaries of your body. taking care of your body without pushing too much. And let's release. Come back to the side and press up. Point your feet on the floor, pressing up and back. And walk your feet toward your hands and your hands toward your feet. Grab the opposite elbow and keep your feet separated, hips apart. Allow the head to be heavy, gaze toward your knees. Bend the knees as you need. Let's swing gently side to side. Elongating the whole spine. Maybe giving a bit of a release to the lower back here. Stretching the whole back line of the body. And then slow down the swinging, eventually come in to stillness and releasing the hands toward the floor. Just resting in here, bend the knees as you need. Then separate your feet wider apart. I turn toward the long side of your mat. You can do the same. And then place the left hand toward the right ankle. It's okay if you need to bend your knees. We go for a twist, opening the right side toward the right. Opening with the chest. And then bend the knees, come to a squat position with your hands resting on the side of your torso. Gaze down on the floor. Option to interlace your fingers and extend the elbows. Maybe gaze in between your legs. And then release, extend your legs as you can and place your right hand on the left ankle. We open with the left arm toward the ceiling, twisting. And then release. Bring your feet closer together and squat down to Balasana, the Yogi Squat. Maybe you need to place your heels, if they don't touch the floor, on a pillow or a folded blanket. Stay here a couple of breaths more. Then help yourself and come to sit. Opening your legs on a V shape. And then bending the right knee so the right foot come closer to your pubic bone. We slightly twist over the left side and we go for a forward fold in this variation of Janu Shirshasana. You can release the hands down on the floor. Maybe some of you can reach for the left ankle or the left foot. Inhaling right arm, reaching up. Exhaling, releasing the side flexion, the right hand over the head toward the left foot. release. Coming up, exhaling, twisting toward your right side. Stay here, right hand down on the floor, press with the right knee down on the floor and lift your pelvis up, 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 up. Left arm also reaching up and back. Variation of the wild thing. And release. Come down on the floor. Separate your legs, V shape. Left foot in toward the pubic bone. Slightly twisting toward your right for Janu Shirshasana on the other side. Inhaling, left arm reaching up, side flexion toward the right foot. And then release, inhaling up. Exhaling, twisting toward your left. Place your left hand down on the floor, inhaling, pelvis reaching up, variation of wild thing, opening with your chest. And release. For Bhattachanasana, place your feet together. You can modulate the distance in between the feet and the pubic bone. Inhaling, lengthening for your spine, exhaling, moving forward. Fold in, rounding your spine if needed. As you inhale, come up. Close your knees together, lie down on the floor. Place your feet on the floor. Knees parallel to each other, hips ins apart. Press down with your hands as you inhale, lift up. Lift your heels up as well. Come into Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose variation. Again, squeeze the pelvic floor here. Hold a few seconds more. And then gently release the squeezing and release the buttocks and the heels down on the floor, knees touching. Hands in Namaste in between your eyebrows on the third eye center, Manja chakra, the center of your intuition. They said that when we bleed, this is the period of the month when we are really in tune with our intuition, accepting no BS. And then release. Your hands down on the floor, knees coming closer to your chest. Lift up your feet toward the ceiling for happy baby. Grab the outside of your legs and gently rock side to side. Try to keep really your lower back in contact with the floor, so that when you swing side to side, you can massage that area of your body. And then slow down, eventually come into stillness. Release your feet down on the floor, placing the right knee on top of the left one, and then releasing the right foot toward the left. So we go for a final twist. You can place your hands over your head, maybe under your head. Release, come back toward the center, left knee on top of the right one, releasing the left foot toward the right. Release, come back, extend both legs over toward the ceiling. Gently shake your legs in here. Allow the upper body to respond to this shaking. Allow the top of the head also to respond in here, maybe swinging as well. And then slow down and release your feet down on the floor. Open the knees toward the side and then extend one leg at a time. For the final relaxation, a couple of options. In Shavasana, you can place the pillow either under your knees or maybe under your lower back, like I'm gonna do. But you can also curl toward one side, your favorite side, coming to side child pose. Take your time to enter in this position. And then allow the whole body to release to the ground. Nothing more to do, nothing more to accomplish. Just being. As you lie down, I'm gonna read a few lines from a book by Peter Altenberg. They talk about the tea ritual, which is something that I find really calming, especially during this time of the month. He writes, 6 o'clock in the evening is approaching. I can sense it drawing near. Not quite as intensely as the children feel Christmas Eve, but creeping up all the same. At 6 o'clock on the dot, I drink tea, a celebratory enjoyment devoid of disappointment in this alien existence. Something that makes you realize that you have the power of calming happiness in your hands. Even the action of pouring fresh water into my beautiful wide half-liter nickel kettle gives me pleasure. I wait patiently for it to boil, listening out for the whistling sound, the singing of the water. I have a huge, deep round mug made of red brick color wet wood. The tea from Café Central smells like meadows in the countryside. The tea has a golden yellow hue like fresh hay. It never gets too brown, but remains light and delicate. I drink it mindfully and very slowly. The tea has a stimulating effect on my nervous system. Everything in life seems to be more bearable and lighter thereafter. Drinking my tea at 6 o'clock never seems to lose its power over me. Every day I long for it as intensively as the day before, and when I drink it, I lovingly embrace it into my being. And now let's enjoy a few more minutes in Shavasana on in your final relaxation pose. Feel free to stay longer in this position. Otherwise, curl toward your favorite side if you are not there yet. And press up to sit. Place one hand on your lower belly and the other one on your chest. Taking a moment to appreciate the fact that you took care of your own body. Maybe sending a bit of extra love to those areas of your body that are in pain right now. Then join your palms together. Aware of your surroundings. Getting clear in where you're going next. Maybe to get your cup of tea. Thank you for having practicing with me. Namaste. Take good care of yourself. See you next time. Ciao.